106.7 Phoenix FM. I'm Mick Griffin and welcome to Rock Bottom. We'd like to welcome now somebody who's been in Bendigo a couple of times of recent. This is Nick from the band Tragic Earth. How are you, Nick?
Very well. How are you?
I'm keeping well, mate. Start off just by asking, mate, how's the first couple of days of the new year treating you? Because you've had a pretty busy time, haven't you?
Yes, between ending last year in French Fest, or French Island, we did a show down there for New Year's, just the day before New Year's Eve. That went really well. Interesting day in terms of the elements. It was very hot and very cold and, very windy and rainy and all that kind of fun stuff you get with an outdoor venue.
Shit, you got rain, did you?
Yeah, we did, yes. We sort of got everything going on down there, and trying to catch the ferry across to the French island itself. That was a bit of an interesting situation because it was quite windy. So it made for an interesting event, but it was very good. And then we were over at the Bendigo Music Man Megastore just the other night, a couple of nights back, and that was another big night for us. So yeah, so far so good coming into the new year.
Fantastic. Now, I do have to apologise, mate. I've been trying to catch you guys in Bendigo, but I seem to pick the nights when I'm in Melbourne or on the coast to come to Bendigo. We're going to try...
we like to try and build up a bit of, a cult following as such. So it's like, they've got there again, and then, I'm busy doing something else. So hopefully the third time we play, then hopefully it all works out and you can actually come and see us play live.
I'll make sure, mate. I'll cancel any other plans.
Well, I'll hold you that. I'll hold you to that.
Absolutely. Now, look, you're a Melbourne-based band. I was just wondering, how do you find the regional audience as opposed to the city audiences?
Regional's really good in terms of just meeting just different people that actually really appreciate a local band doing their thing. It's not that we don't get appreciated or any band doesn't get appreciated in the big city, but when you're in the big city, there's thousands of bands doing, their version of whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And, you kind of get lost in the mix a little bit. It's just like another band playing another venue in Melbourne, whereas you come out to places like Bendigo or Ballarat. We even went up to Albury late last year as well. And I guess it's the fact that they don't get a lot of bands from out of town come up every time, so it becomes an event for themselves, so... and they're very appreciative of the things that you do, the fact that you've made the trip up, and it just becomes a really great night, So, and a lot of times, they're the ones that also, support you in terms of buying the music, buying the merch, and, that's what keeps it all going for a band like ourselves, It's getting out there and reaching the people.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, I think I'm fairly well attuned to what's happening musically, but you sort of seem to have crept into my consciousness over the last few months.
Yes,
how long has the band actually been going?
The band started about just over a year ago. We were just writing for pretty much a full year, thereabouts, as a three-piece. So it was Anthony on bass, Gavin on guitar, and myself on drums. Dimmer didn't come on board until about 6 months ago, mm-hmm. And he rounded out the sound. Obviously, he's the front man, he's the vocal. And from that point onwards, we started to really step things up. Once we had the right guy fronting us, we were able to round out the songs, get in the studio, start recording, So we put the single out just over 2 months ago, and it's been received really well. It's called Feels Good, Could Be Better. Mm-hmm. And that's just been getting a lot of good reviews so far, and it's doing us, it's getting us a lot of work. So we're looking forward to putting out the rest of the EP, or should be out anywhere between Feb and March of this year. Yep. And I keep thinking I'm still in last year. So... yeah, but no, it's been really good. The single's been great, and that's what's getting us a lot of work. And like you said, coming out to regional places, and people are just really jumping on board of the sound that is Tragic Earth.
Fantastic, mate. Now, it's got a nice big sound to it, the track. You must be really happy with the way it's come up.
Very happy. Chris Gatz from GM Sound Studios is a guy that I've known for the better part of 20 years in different musical projects I've had over the years, and he really understood what we were trying to go for. We wanted to be current in terms of, any kind of band's new release, whether it be like a Godsmack or a Chevelle or a band of that caliber. We wanted it to be a big guitar, big drums, wanted it to sound current, didn't want it to sound like a demo either. And I think we kind of nailed that for this particular single. And, the rest of the EP, I just can't wait for everybody to hear it because it has so much more to offer. So that's only one song and one element to what this EP has on it. So, yeah, it's exciting times for the band.
Now, one thing I've got to say is you must have a fabulous musical community in Melbourne, because I was introduced to you through a lot of mutual friends saying some very nice things about you.
Well, it's always good to have good positive feedback no matter what you do, and we're really appreciative of people just giving us a shot at this point. We understand that we're almost like the new guys on the blocks type thing. We're only 3 months into our gigging career, and we've done a lot in between that some bands have taken 12 to 18 months to do. Also, it's the fact that Anthony and I have had a bit of a history around Melbourne through a previous band, and a lot of people are very curious to see what we were going to come up with the new project. And so it's been very well received, as I've said previously. And it's been good. And it goes two ways, Mick. We've heard a lot of good things about you as well. And we thought, well, these are the people we want to associate ourselves with and sort of build the product up and, get out there and just sort of do it and be a part of the Melbourne scene, which is a very, very strong scene at the moment. There's so many good bands. It's actually quite ridiculous how many bands you can see per week in, different venues. It's sort of hard to keep track of it. So it's nice to be a part of it. Yeah,
absolutely. I'd love to have that sort of scene a bit more regionally, mate.
Absolutely. No, there's nothing better than coming out. It changes up the grind and such. It also makes you road tough. And, if you want to be a band that sort of wants to be heard, part of the band's existence is being on the road. So if you don't know how to do it from the get-go, it's going to be very hard once you get to that point where you want to start doing a tour. So you might as well start training yourself for it now, So
yeah.
Bendigo and Ballarat and places like that, really in hindsight, 2 hours isn't much of a drive, compared to going interstate and possibly going abroad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so it's all stepping stones, So the best part about it is the whole band is on the same page. We all want the same thing, and we get along very well, and it makes for fun times, We all look forward to getting to rehearsal, the little things, and that's what makes it a really great band. And when we transcend it on stage, everyone says, you guys look really happy, because we are, we love what we do.
That's one element of a live show you can't fake if people are enjoying it,
Absolutely. Yeah, you'll get found out if you're trying to fake something. That's for sure in a live environment.
That's right. Now, what are some of the most memorable shows you've done of late or in your career?
Playing the Gershon Room. It was only our second show, and that's at the ESPY. And a great stage, amazing sound. It's almost, you feel like, it's a mini Rod Laver as such, Always good nights at the ESPY. We've been privileged enough in our short career so far to have played it 3 or 4 times. We're actually back there next Friday, back in the Gershon Room. We're supporting, we're main support to the headlining band. And, it should be great. The ESPY is definitely probably the premier venue in Melbourne to play.
Yep.
We've been privileged enough to play there. Also, French Fest was a lot of fun. Just the fact of going, playing an outdoor venue, they're always a lot of fun, and the vibe was great. And also just coming to Bendigo, the 2 times we have actually been to Bendigo have been some of our best shows. It's amazing sound. Paul there has just done a great job with the setup, and always very welcoming.
Oh, it's a great venue. It really is.
It's for its size. You look at it from the front, you go, oh, what are we getting ourselves into? And you walk in, you go, man, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And the sound that it just puts out is just fantastic. And that's what we need to keep bands, going is good little venues like that, and then getting into the local communities and getting it played on stations like yourself. And it just keeps the circle going. It's good for everybody. It's a win-win for all.
Now, as far as you're going into the new year, I believe you've got the EP coming out. Is there anything else you want to tell our listeners about that's coming up in 2015, mate?
Yeah, we'll definitely be taking it interstate. We've been talking to a couple of bands in Adelaide at the moment, so we'll definitely be heading out of Melbourne. In terms of Melbourne itself, yes, the EP, like I said, between Feb and March will definitely be done. And there'll be a massive launch, and things will be notified as they're getting put together. But yeah, please just visit the Facebook page, which is /Tragic Earth. You get all the updates there. We just did a video for the single, and we released it Christmas Day, actually. And
I saw that for the first time last night. It's come up great.
yeah. No, it's definitely it's almost a day in the life of Tragic Earth in the studio. Just sort of that's what we do. You know, we sort of just bout it out in a very dingy, dirty sort of room, but it works for us. You know, it keeps us creative and it inspires us to do what we do. And apart from that, we'll definitely be doing more shows. We've already started writing for a follow-up full-length album, which will hopefully be out, I would say, give or take the end of the year, possibly this time next year.
Mm-hmm.
But without getting too far ahead, we're just definitely looking at getting this EP out, releasing another single in due time, and just hitting the road, and hopefully we'll be meeting in person next time, Mick, at a venue very soon.
Absolutely. Now, Paul hasn't collared you for another gig as yet, has he, mate?
We talked about possibly late March at some point. It was a talk towards the end of the night, so apparently he's got something in the works. But at this stage, nothing's confirmed. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be back up in the next month or two for sure. We love the venue. We think it's great. And the people there are fantastic.
Oh, it is. Look, I'm yet to meet a band that's had a bad night up there.
Oh, it's impossible. I mean, you know, the staff are great. Like I said, Paul's great. Yeah, and the locals really get behind it. So, I mean, what else do you need, really? I mean, there's a bar, it's full of alcohol, and you've got good music. So, you know, all bases covered on this end.
Look, thanks for the time to have a chat here, Nick.
No worries, Mick. Thanks for having me.
We're going to play the single right now. This is Tragic Earth, and feels good.